Alright, now I know you guys are used to seeing all my project cars, but did something about a month ago. Picked up a brand new Volvo, sold the Cruze. Just got sick of all the maintenance on it. Needed something more reliable, something that got better gas mileage. So I ended up picking up, it's a Volvo S60. It's the T8 Recharge, R design. So it is a plug-in hybrid, still has gas tank. I actually just used my full tank of gas. Didn't want to do a video on it right away because I kind of wanted to review it first. So far I'm loving it. Let's see. Starter's in the center here. What's that? Right now I am sitting at, I don't know if you'll be able to read this or not, put 1,221 miles on it. Just had my fuel light come on. I got 60 miles left till empty. I just took about a 300-mile trip over the weekend. Looks like right now on that 1,200 miles I'm averaging about 83.8 miles to the gallon. The information center here gives you a little more. I accidentally reset this, but over the last 751 miles I am getting about 108.5. So yeah, gas mileage is definitely nice. Just gotta plug it in every night. It comes with its own charger, which I don't have on me right now. It's at my house. I did install a 220 for it, so it charges in about 5.5 hours. They will tell you that on a 120 it'll charge in like 12. That's a lie. It takes like 17. It's a very long time to charge it if you don't have a 220. Give you a little shot of the interior here. Leather seats are really nice. I love these adjustable whatever they are at the end that stretch out. Overall, it is a fun car. Still got my extension cord. I couldn't reach my plug-in at my cabin. Back headrests fold down. They actually do that through your system up front. Back seats. There's a little button in the back. That'll fold them down into the trunk. Pretty good sized trunk. Got your center console in the back here. Cup holders slide out. A couple of outlets in the back. These are the USB-Cs. They're not actually a USB outlet for if you have like an iPhone or something. It does have heated seats in the rear, heated seats in the front. Pop the trunk open. Got a pretty good amount of space in the trunk. Right now I've got a car cover in here, but otherwise got a pretty good amount of room underneath the back here, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get up. They've got, I believe, the gas tank right here. They've got your jack and everything, your wheel lock key, little tow hook. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they give you a jack. I guess maybe just to get the tire off the vehicle, because there is no spare with this vehicle. So, I mean, you're just as good off getting a tow somewhere, because you already have to get a ride to go and get your tire fixed if you pull it off by yourself and leave your car on the jack. And it's been a good vehicle. It's got a 2-liter inline 4, which is actually larger than the one on my Cruze. It makes, I'm gonna cut myself off right here. I forgot the exact numbers, but it's 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque that it makes and that is a combination of the gas motor and the electric motor running at the same time. I'm going to cut myself off here again. I always forget the name. It's a long name, and I can never get it all out at one time, but it's a 2022 Volvo S60 Recharge T8 R Design Extended Range. That is the full model of it. I can never remember that off the top of my head for whatever reason, that and the power numbers, but getting better at it. Alright, now back to the rest of the review on the vehicle. Here is the power numbers for electric only. I believe it makes like 143 on electric and 230-ish torque just on the electric motor. So 95% of my driving is electric, and then it basically just changes over if you need more throttle or the battery runs out. It'll just swap over and give you both. And it also has different modes you can go through. Get in here and I'll actually start it. So that'll pull everything up. Should load. It'll actually give you all these drive modes. I usually always just run it in hybrid, switches when I need it. You can go pure, which is all electricity, so no matter how hard you step on the gas, it won't kick on the motor. Individual, there's like a personalized, when you go through the settings, there's a way to personalize everything that you want. And then the power mode, which runs gas and electric, and it must like retune the vehicle when you do that, because it definitely has a lot more power than in hybrid mode. It's a whole different vehicle when you turn it in power mode. It makes a huge difference. It's actually really fun to drive. I do believe it has the constant all-wheel drive. I think the gas motor is only front wheel and the electric is only rear wheel. So when you put it in constant all-wheel drive, or if you're on, I was on gravel roads, if it starts to spin at all on gravel road, it will turn on the gas motor and it'll run both. So I would assume like this winter in the snow or on ice, it would be running the gas motor all the time as well, and just using it when you need the extra traction. So then like hybrid mode, hopefully you guys can all see this. Once I put it into gear, you have your regular drive, and then that is your regenerative braking. You can also do, looks like you can only do it in this mode. You can manually shift it, which actually turns on the gas motor and just about pulls me off of my brake. Put that back in park. But when you go into drive mode, as you could probably see that little blue bar that disappeared here, that's your electric. And then once you come over that on your throttle, which is about a third of the throttle, it'll kick that gas motor in. So park is a push button. This just pulls back. It's like a little toggle switch basically. So when you go through here, this button here will give you your menu that will pop up. Let's see, that'll give me my mileage, which reset. Somehow I reset my miles without doing my miles to the gallon, so that'll tell you 411, but that mileage is actually for all 1,221 miles. Average speed 30 miles per hour. It's about 41 hours on that tank of gas worth of driving. You got my trip miles. This was my trip back today. Once that electric runs out, it switches over to gas, so it's about 60 miles to the gallon. I think that's about it. That just gives me there's a whole bunch, and you can change all of these and put different options on. I think you can only have one per slot, and with this, so I got about 54 going up and a little over 60 coming back. And then I had a few stops too. I was driving around on fuel. It would have been a little quicker or a little better if I would have gone straight home. But the weird thing about this that I didn't know is you can put it on hybrid mode. If you actually go through and enter in the GPS and put where you're going, and it's over your range, which right now I charge a little bit when I got home. I'm at about 15 miles. If I were to put something in for 30, it will actually choose what's best, and it'll run on fuel or electricity, and it'll make that battery last for that full 30 miles. And it actually does optimize your gas mileage by doing that. I was able to prove it coming home. I changed a little bit since I actually got back, but it was about 6 miles to the gallon better on a 100-mile trip. Whereas that normally lasts me, it's about 40 miles. It'll say anywhere from about 41 to 46 miles when you first start up, but it usually runs about 40 is what I've seen so far consistently. And this will tell you all your stuff too, like all your average fuel consumption and electricity and everything, and you can change all of those to go like 100 miles at a time, and then go back, and that'll show me the last, basically 1,000 miles of everything, where my gas mileage is just, I don't use it much, so it goes over 150. Electricity, it looks like it averages about, it's about a little over 2 miles per kilowatt, 19 kilowatt hour battery. Seeing a little over 40 miles on average, it looks like. Other than that, I mean, everything inside's pretty clean. This one came with the upgraded to Harman Kardon. I know there was only one model above this, is the Polestar, which I'm actually currently waiting for the tune on. Then when I get into it, this, instead of saying power mold, will say Polestar engineered. It's supposed to increase the horsepower and torque. I will do a video eventually on like I normally do, 0 to 60, 0 to 100 quarter-mile runs with it. I won't include any of that in this video, but soon I will be coming out with that. And then once I get tuned, I will do a before and after on the power mode or the Polestar engineer mode, on what difference that makes in a quarter mile or your 0 to 60, 0 to 100, stuff like that. Other things, glove compartment, it's pretty roomy. Got your cup holders, a little bit of space here, a little bit of space on the driver's side as well. This center console, I'm not even sure why they put it in here. It's pretty much worthless. I mean, I can fit a pack of gum, and that's about all that can fit in there. I can't even get my wallet in it. But that gives you your 2 USBs. The bottom one with the white is like your Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto. Got another 12-volt charger there. Everything else, climate control, it's all through this. That gives you your heated seats as well down here. Heated steering wheel on this side. It's fairly simple to use. There's a lot to go through on this. You can change your sound experience with this one. I believe it's either 7 or 9 speakers. I think the Polestar one comes with something I've never heard of for a sound system. It's got like 18 speakers or something. It does come with a subwoofer. You can adjust all of that. This does come with enough to have a surround sound, which is kind of weird to play around with. It makes some stations sound funny, but this has got subwoofer, which always likes to turn itself down a click. Can't actually reach the side. There we go. But they've got a bunch of equalizer settings, and there's a whole bunch of things. Overall, really happy with the purchase. Don't regret it at all. It is nice to have something that I don't ever have to work on, and has reliable power all the time at my disposal whenever I need it, and I can plug it in overnight, charge it, not even have to use gas if I don't want to. I would never buy full electric, just with my experience from being on electricity with this. Having the gas as a backup is a must-have. It does also have memory seats in it, so you can play with your seats as much as you want. It also has, which I don't have with me, my key fob. Your standard black key fob. It's got your buttons on it. long press on any of these. I think long press trunk opens the trunk by itself. Long press on unlock actually rolls down all your windows. It's supposed to open the sunroof, but mine, I haven't had it do that for me yet. And then long press on the lock button. I mean, say you're parked somewhere and it starts raining, all your windows are down. You long press on that, it will actually close all of your windows. So that's kind of nice. Panic button's on the other side. Haven't actually tried that one out, but I guess you're supposed to press it twice or something to get it to work. It's got all your other safety features here you can turn on. Another weird thing, you can actually turn on adjust passenger seat, and then when you use your controls on your driver's side, it will move this seat around. I don't exactly know what I would use that for. I've only ever used it just to mess with somebody, but other than that, private locking. It's supposed to lock the glove compartment, does not. This is actually the button for it, which doesn't work. I don't know what model that's for. This just has the handle. But when you hit that private locking, it will lock your trunk and not let you in your trunk with the key fob, or even hitting the button inside. Even this button doesn't work for it. So that's nice to have. When I was out traveling, we had to run a couple errands with all our stuff in the back, so we put it in the trunk and locked it. I haven't actually tried. I will enter, so when you pull this up, it asks you to enter your password, so I will enter that in really fast and confirm. That will lock it. I was actually curious to see if somebody got in the vehicle with your key. It doesn't. So these buttons here open the seats, and it actually keeps your seats from opening. So they can't open the trunk, they can't fold your seats down. There's no way to get in the trunk unless you have the password you set up for that, which is pretty nice, especially if you keep stuff in the vehicle. So now when I enter that code again, it actually pops this up on my screen again afterwards to prompt you to unlock it. So I will unlock it now. Now we're good on that. This is the other thing. It's just kind of a weird, if I can never find it, the headrest fold button. These headrests in the back, when you push that button, drop. I don't know, gives you better view out the rear, I guess. Other than that, I guess that's all I can think of for now. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'm always get updates on my YouTube channel, so I'll answer any questions you guys have, or if there's anything else you want to know, I can always make a video for it. So for now, I'll leave you with this one, and then I will get something up as soon as I get some fuel in it and get time to run a couple of tests on how fast it is on a closed track. Of course, I would never do it on an open road where there's other people around. So till next time, enjoy. Just another quick update here. 12:25. I just got gas filled up. That was what the original tank they gave me was with it. It had said 83 something before. At 13.361 gallons in here. On 12:25, that ends up at 91.7 miles to the gallon. So the computer in the car is a little bit low. As of right now, we're looking at about 90, almost 92 miles to the gallon for first 1,225 miles worth of driving. So anyone looking for some better gas mileage, don't mind paying a little bit extra for electricity. This is the way to go. There are definitely ways that you can make it cheaper to buy. This is the cord that they sent me with. If I had this hooked up, that is the 240 to 20 amp plug. That's the plug it comes with. It's 23 feet. It's stretches around. Comes with two. It's interchangeable. This piece just twists off the top of that. That is your standard wall outlet. This is just the end of it here. Yeah, 92. Not too bad.